कौन है हजरत अब्बास इब्न अली, जिनके लिए तहज्जुद में मौला ने दुआ मांगी हो? वो अली जिनके हसन हुसैन जैसे बेटे हों और कहें परवरदिगारा एक ऐसा बेटा दे जो करबला में मेरी नुमाइंदगी करे। आज अली मांग रहे हैं
मुस्तफा मोहम्मद वअला आलिहिल अइम्मतिल मासूमीन अत्ताहिरीन अल-मुतहहरीन ला सियमा बक़ियतुल्लाह फिल अरज़ीन रूही व अरवाहुल आलमीन लहुल फ़िदा अज्जलल्लाहु तआला फरजहु शरीफ व जअलना मिन अअवानिही व अंसारिही व शिअतिही व मन औफ़ा बिमा आहद अलैहिल्लाह फसयुअतीहि अजरन अज़ीमा. Tonight, which is marked with the holy name of Hazrat Abul-Fadl al-Abbas salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayh, Ibn Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi alayh, it is good to talk about wafa, keeping one's promise. And you know that Hazrat Abul-Fadl was the example of wafa. His wafa for the religion, his wafa for Imam Hussein salawatullah alayh is an example for us. So we have to learn from Imam salawatullah alayh. Before I go to that, as an introduction to that, I would like to remind you of one point in the life of mankind, which is in clash with the Western values, and that is liberalism. Islam, in one word, very simply, I want to talk about this word tonight, doesn't believe in liberalism. The Western liberalism is rejected by Islam. Of course, there are so many discussions, philosophical discussions, that we can go through it and study about the nature of human beings and the liberty and freedom in human beings and the different meanings of freedom. Of course, human beings are created free, but the liberalism that the West believes in is different with freedom of choice that Islam believes in. I would concise my discussion in one example. Of course, the other side of the story is what Islam believes in. Islam believes that human beings, they have a promise with God. They have a covenant with God, Tabarak wa Ta'ala, with Allah, Tabarak wa Ta'ala. They are supposed to fulfill it. And in many cases, in many verses of the Quran, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala wants us to fulfill that promise. And to fulfill that promise means to be servant. And to be servant does not match with liberalism. You want to be free, you want to do whatever you want, it doesn't match with Islam. That's very easy to understand. There is a story that you all know about it, that happened at the time of Imam Musa ibn Ja'far salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayh. Our seventh Imam, one day Imam was passing and he saw that from a house the voice of music and dance and these kind of things is heard. At the same time, a lady came out. She was a slave, came out to put some trash outside the house. Imam said, ask one question from that lady. Said, is the owner of this house liberal? I put it this way. Is free, liberal, it means whatever he wants to do is or he is not, or he is a slave. Of course, there was a terminology that time, the people who were slave, they will call them a slave, and the people who were not slave, they were called free. So the slave should do the thing that his or her master asks him or her to do. But a free person is a master, does whatever he likes. The same relation that a slave and a master has exists between all of us and Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. We all are abd. Abd means a slave. We all are abd. Even the best human being ever came to the planet and to the end of the humanity life is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We all every day in our prayer in tashahhud, we say ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Prophet Muhammad is a slave of God. It means that we do not have any freedom from ourselves. We do not have any liberalism, whatever we want to do. So we are abd. We are asked to do things that is good for us, and we have to obey. That's the covenant that Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala has taken from all human beings before the creation or at the time of creation, according to some of the explanations, that in Alam Zar, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala took out the children of Adam from his back, and they were so many that they were seemed like small ants. They were moving. All human beings were there, gathered over there, according to the Quran. And Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala asked them one question: Alastu bi rabbikum? Am I not your Lord? All of them, they said yes. Qalu bala. All of them. Without any exception, all human beings at that time, they said, yes, you are my Lord. And then Quran, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala says, I did it because I wanted to take this excuse from the hand of these people that in the day of judgment they say, we didn't know anything about God. We didn't have any ma'rifah about God. And the commentators of Quran, they say this is the innate ma'rifah about Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. We all, by our nature, we know Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is our master and we have to obey him. Imam Musa ibn Ja'far asked this simple question from that Shia slave that came out of that house and said, the owner of this house is a slave or free? She said, yes, he is he's free. Mom said, yes, I understand. He's free, that he is like this. He doesn't care about the religion. He doesn't care about rules and regulations. And Imam passed by. He continued his way. When the Shia slave came in, the person whose name is Bushr said, why you came late? She said, a man came into me at the door. That is why I was late. Said, who was him? I didn't know him. What did he ask you? She said, he asked me only one question. He said, is the owner of this house free or a slave? I said, of course he is free. And he said, yes, he is free, that he is like this. And he went. Said, where is he? Said, she went. He went. She said, he went. He hurriedly came out without wearing his shoes. He came out and ran after Imam salawatullah alayh and knew that this is Imam Musa ibn Ja'far salawatullah alayh. He started kissing his feet and saying that, Mawla, please forgive me. Yes, I was free, but from today I become a slave of Allah. I want to seek repentance. And to the end of his life, he didn't wear shoes. And he was known as Bushr Hafi. Bushr Hafi, Bushr was his name. Hafi means without shoes. He didn't wear any shoes. Because his guidance in the hands of Imam Musa ibn Ja'far happened when he didn't have shoes on. To the end of his life, he didn't wear shoes, and he was known as Bushra Hafi, and he became a good servant of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Liberalism means whatever you want to do in your life, you are free. What is the concern of others to come to you and say, what do you want, what are you doing? Nobody has any right to interfere in your personal life, in your individual life. Is it the case in Islam? If, for example, your brother, your sister, your friend come to you and say, brother, this is a mistake that you are making, you are doing. Correct yourself. Maybe you have the same mentality and say, what is your concern? Islam is against this mentality. All of us, we are responsible to say to each other, invite each other to good things, and prevent each other from wrong things. And that is the covenant of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. The verse that I recited is this: Man awfa bima ahada alayhi Allah fasayu'tihi ajran azima. The person who fulfills, who keeps his promise with Allah, his covenant with Allah, Allah will give him in very near future. Why Allah Ta'ala says sayu'tihi? Because the life is very short. Sayu'tihi ajran azima. Very soon Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala will give you a great reward. Now let us compare ourselves with Bushra Hafi. If Imam Musa ibn Ja'far today come to the door of each one of us, our house, and ask the owner, what are you doing in your house? Are you free? What do you keep at your home? Or you are a slave of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Don't we have any problem? What was the wrong thing that Bosch was doing? He was playing music and somebody was dancing in his house, and maybe he was drinking, I don't know. But Imam heard the voice of music and dancing and clapping. Don't we have TVs at home that is on always? Huh? What do we do? Are we free? This is a country that all people are free. Whatever you want to do, okay, you choose. Either you are a Muslim, you cannot have both things. You want to benefit from Islam and you want to benefit from liberalism, both of them. You have to choose. Choose between Imam Hussein and watching TV and film. Some people, they do not, it's not enough for them that they watch TV. They rent these films from outside, they bring it at home, they watch it, they have their children watch it. What is this? What happened to us? If Imam Zaman knock our door and say, what are you doing? These advertisements, that is the worst things. Do you listen to them? You can find dance in them, drinking in them. They show everything. Sex in them. So what is going on for us, with us? Why we are careless? Because we believe in liberalism. When your kids go to sleep, do you turn on the films? Yes, this film is, and we may justify it, because it is for family relations is good, but it is corruption. What they show and what goes to your mind. So do you know that Imam Hussein doesn't know about these things? Imam Zaman doesn't have any knowledge of these things that we do? Yes, they know. Yes, they know. And then when your kids, little by little, 5 years, 10 years, they are exposed to these films, they are exposed to this liberalism, liberal culture, so-called. So then they want to become liberal in their life. Then you mourn at them and say, why my child ran away from home? Why this? Why that? Look at your actions. If you listen to music and you think that your kid will be okay, you are wrong. You are not a slave of God. You are not Abdullah. Oh lady, you are not Amatullah if you do not care about Islam. We have a covenant. Ladies have a covenant with Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. With Hazrat Zainab salamullah alayha. So they have to show a behavior that resembles them. And we all are responsible. Brothers that they are in this hall, please remind your wives, your sisters about hijab. And sisters who are in this hall, please consider your hijab, especially in the premises of this Islamic Education Center that is for Imam Hussein salawatullah alayhi and under the name of Imam Hussein. So you have to be careful. Do not show your hair. Do not show your feet to namahram. Do we have any doubt that Hazrat Zahra doesn't like it? Do we have any doubt that Hazrat Zainab doesn't like it? So then why we do it? Don't we have a covenant? So we are liberals. We are free. Okay, if you are free, you are welcome. But we are supposed to be a Muslim. We come here for Imam Hussein salawatullah. Imam Hussein likes us to be an abd, Amatullah, Abdullah. This is your development. This is your education. When you come over here, you have to be different. When you go back, somebody see you, look at you, should see a difference. From tonight to tomorrow, you have to be different. You have to change yourself towards religion. Brothers, they rob whatever we have. This culture rob things that we have, and we do not notice that we are robbed. Imam Hussein every year come back to you and invite you here to listen to him. Who am I? To listen to the Quran. Imam Hussein's head on the spear recited Quran. For whom? For me and you. To be guided. That is the covenant that we have with Imam Hussein salawatullah. That's the covenant. وَمَنْ أَوْفَى بِعَهْدِهِ وَاتَّقَى بَلَى مَنْ أَوْفَى بِعَهْدِهِ وَاتَّقَى فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُتَّقِينَ. Imam Hussein recites the same verse and he says, بَلَى مَنْ أَوْفَى بِعَهْدِهِ وَاتَّقَى إِنَّ الْحُسَيْنَ يُحِبُّ الْمُتَّقِينَ. Do you have any doubt about this verse? When Imam Hussein, his holy head on the spear, recites Quran, and suppose that he recites this verse of the Quran, yes, the one who fulfills his covenant, his ahd with Allah and is pious, is afraid of Allah. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُتَّقِينَ. Allah tabarak wa ta'ala loves the one who are careful about their deeds, their behavior. Imam Hussein loves the same people. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الْفَاسِقِينَ. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala do not lead and guide the people who are corrupt. So if we are corrupt, God forbid, of course, we all are good, but our action sometimes is not good. And this gives us a bad flavor, bad color, but we have to correct ours. That's 2 by 2 is 4. It doesn't need any philosophy. It doesn't need any complicated discussion. You look at Imam Hussein, look at the Quran and recite Quran and ask Imam Hussein, do you believe in this? Imam Hussein said, yes, you do it. Inna Allah yuhibbul muttaqin. Allah loves the people who are pious, who are religious, who are careful about their behaviors. And Allah doesn't love those people who are careless, who are corrupt, God forbid. So we have to correct ourselves. We love Imam Hussein. We have to become Husseini. We have to change ourselves. We have to improve. I don't say that. Allah knows that I believe that I am the most disparate person among you. I consider all of you better than myself. Because maybe if I am at this position, I do something wrong, it's worse. And I'm afraid in what I answer Allah in the day of judgment. But you have less responsibility. Maybe you are in a better shape than me. But all of us, we need to improve ourselves. Allah knows that I don't want to put anybody down. I don't want to disrespect anybody. But I am afraid for you that these things lead you to the fire, lead you to this association with Imam Hussein. Come forward, come to Imam Hussein, change ourselves. Abul Faz salawatullah alayhi, he fulfilled his covenant with Imam Hussein. He didn't accept the offer of Yazid to come to me, you are safe. He said, no. He sacrificed his brothers before he became Shaheed. Then Imam Hussein said, bring some water for me, for the children, for the kids. Hazrat Abul Faz came, brought the water, but they didn't let him come to the camp of Imam Hussein. You know what they did? First they cut the hands of Abul Faz salawatullah alayhi. He didn't have any hands. He is going forward to take the water. Somebody from the army of the enemy said, Wayhakum, what are you doing? You cannot take one person, shell Abul Faz with arrows. They say that Abul Faz received the arrows by his chest and by his face. I don't know what happened to his holy eyes. But at one point Abul Faz did not continue. It was the point that an arrow hit the whole container of water. Abul Faz doesn't have any hands to fight with. He doesn't have any water. Maybe he was a little bit nearer to the tent. He could hear the voice of the kids that they are saying, Ya Amma al-Atash, al-Atash. But he stopped. He cannot go to the tents without water. Suddenly an arrow came to the chest of Abul Faz. Abul Faz fell from the horse. Ya akha adrik akha kal Abbas. Sayalamu alladhina zalamu ala Muhammadin ayyamun qalbin yanqalibun. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته. اللهم أيد ولي أمر المسلمين ومراجعنا الربانيين ووفقنا لما تحب وترضى واجعل عواقب أمورنا خيرا بمحمد وآل محمد. محترم حسین.
We'll start, before we start our simultaneous program, we'll have a 10 minutes presentation from Al-Hadi School. I'll request representative of Al-Hadi School to please come. before they arrive, let me again announce about tomorrow's procession. We'll gather here at about 12 o'clock for the procession, and we'll go together. And if you want to go straight, you can go there, 1400 Austin, downtown. It will be, the Salatul Zohrain will be at 1:30, Majlis 1:45, and after that procession will start. I'll request now brother for presentation of Al-Hadi School.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We just wanted to take a few minutes of your time to present to you the status of Al-Hadi School, the school that this community has established, and just so that we could update everybody on what we've achieved and what our plans are on a going forward basis. For anybody who's new in this community, Al-Hadi School was established about 4 years ago by this community. The intent was to set up a school where our kids could get, quality education that you would get in any private school in Texas. But what was important, that it would be under an Islamic environment. That was the significance of the school, and that is really what differentiates it from any other school that is out there. And I believe that the school has been successful in achieving those objectives, but it still has a long way to go before it can fully utilize its full capabilities. We have a few slides here, and just want to walk you through some of the slides and just show you what has happened in the past and what we can expect in the future. As you can see, the school started off in '96. It had 20 kids, and progressively each year, the number of student population has doubled. And 1999 really represents the 1999 year 2000 school year, and this is the coming year which Al-Hadi is now registering students for. And we expect, inshallah, to hit about 160 students. I think there are a couple of things that you should note from this chart. Number one is this growth is tremendous, and but more tremendous has been the effort that this community has put forward through the funding that has come through from everybody, and through the teachers that have come from our community, through the volunteers and all the board members and everybody else who has helped get us to this point where now we have, or we are at least expecting to have 160 students. The other side is that what also we can learn from this chart is that this is not enough. I'm sure that for as many students that we have in the school, there are our kids that are going to other schools in the Houston area. That obviously we could increase the population a lot if we were able to overcome some of the challenges and difficulties that both the school has and the community has with sending its kids to the school. And we can talk a little bit more about it later. What is the current status right now of Al-Hadi? The school is going through an accreditation process. And what it is this is to certify the quality of the school. We are dealing with the state authority, and we are providing them with all the necessary data. You need at least 2 to 3 years of information on your school, the performance of the students, the facilities. And once you have 2 to 3 years behind you, you can get accredited by that institution. We don't see any problem getting this certification from this authority. For those of you who were here at the dinner, we had a representative from that group, and they were very positive about us getting accredited by that institution. So we feel very, very good about that. Some of the areas where we were recommended for improvement was technology, and we need to expand our library. But those are the 2 things that we already have in our plans. That is not new to us, and inshallah we'll work towards that and make the school a quality school. But what this will help us do is prove to everybody out there that this is a quality school. It compares with the best schools in Texas. Financial aid, currently about 15% of Al-Hadi students get some sort of financial aid from the school. Either they're partially paying their tuition, or they're fully paying their tuition, and that is a big number. I mean, Al-Hadi obviously is very happy to help the students. At the same time, this is an opportunity for the community to come forward and sponsor some of these students, and so that more students can join the school and inshallah, more financial aid can be offered. Right now, there's 102 students. Number of classes are 10, and the teachers are 20. Please bear in mind, majority of the teachers are from our community. And so, in addition to everything else, the school has provided employment opportunities for majority of the teachers are women, so that's a good opportunity for them. What is next? This is our target for coming years. We want to add 6 additional classes. We want to add 3 new certified teachers, grade 8 and grade 6. And if you follow these presentations, you can see that as our children are growing, so is Al-Hadi expanding. You can hear me? Okay. Is it better? As you can see, finally, this year the Al-Hadi has gone with a tuition increase of 17%, and that is a significant number. Obviously, we understand that the community finds it hard to deal with the tuition and the okay, sorry, but this tuition increase was necessary because on a monthly basis Al-Hadi was in a deficit, and we had to overcome this deficit. Inshallah, with the support of this community, we understand that it is difficult, but if you will support us, support the school, which is your school, we will be able to overcome this challenge too and go forward. Accomplishments. The initial goals of Al-Hadi was to set up a full-time school with an Islamic environment, to set it up with a good surrounding and infrastructure. And we believe that we have achieved these goals. All of you are welcome to look at the facilities, and you will realize that these are top-notch facilities, that the school is, I think that especially the daycare facilities are excellent, and that it is a full-time school right now. The school kids participated in a Future City competition, and they got first place, which is tremendous for first-time participation. And that just shows that our kids are smart. Given the opportunity, they can excel. And this is just proof that we can educate them with the best of what America has to offer, but we can do it within an Islamic environment, and thereby preserve the Islamic culture and what we hold near to our hearts, which is the love of the Al-Bayt. We believe Al-Hadi provides excellent education for our children, also provides employment opportunities for our community, and it allows us to keep the IEC open, to keep it active, and the benefits from that are just tremendous in terms of propagating Islam out to the rest of the world. I think this slide is probably the most important slide that we can talk about, and that is community participation. We can set up the best infrastructure. You can have the best teachers, but if a good idea is not supported by the community, then it will fail eventually. And Al-Hadi is example of the opposite. The community has supported it, and through its support, through your support, it has overcome great odds, and it has succeeded. But this is a long-term commitment. This is not a one-year commitment. It is not a two-year commitment. It is a life commitment. And for all the members of this community, this is a lifelong commitment, and we need to continuously support Al-Hadi. And we can support it in a number of ways. We can send children, our own children, to Al-Hadi. We can, we can sponsor children who need financial aid. You noted the 15% number. We can volunteer our time. And my own contribution to Al-Hadi has not been significant. Probably the only contribution is that I'm a parent. I send my 3-year-old son who goes to toddler school over here, and occasionally I help them out. And I think, personally, I haven't contributed anything. But I remind myself, and I remind all of you, all of the people here who are not associated with Al-Hadi in any way, that contribute something. Contribute your time, your efforts. And if nothing else, just propagate Al-Hadi to your friends, to the community members. Do whatever it takes and be associated with this, because I believe that this is good. This is something that we can be proud of, and this is something that we can tell our children and grandchildren, be proud of, that hey, we were associated with the school, and if it succeeds, it's great for the Shiite community here. Emphasizing we need to spend time with your children's schooling. And we need to be a friend of Al-Hadi. Again, it all comes down to community participation. If the community is behind the school, it will succeed, it will flourish. And Al-Hadi, it's been in existence for 3 or 4 years now. And it's like a child, it's a child of the community. We, stepped forward. We had a dream, all of us. We put our resources together. It was difficult, but we got it done. But now it's only 3 years old, and it's like a child, it's like any child that we have. We, the community, are responsible for making sure that it receives the right nourishment, the right guidance. And inshallah, one day it will turn into a strong institution, like a Shia Jaman, whose faith is strong, whose beliefs are strong, and who has been trained under the love of the Ahl Bayt. And I think that once we get to that point, Al-Hadi will be, we will all be proud of that school. So I encourage all of us, to, including myself, to associate myself with Al-Hadi in any way, and ask you to associate with it. And if nothing else, just come down one day, walk through the halls, and see the children playing, see them getting the education, and you'll get a great joy. And I think for all of those who come here during Friday prayers, when you see the kids coming by from Al-Hadi and they sit amongst you, that's a feeling of joy, because these are the kids. These are the kids of our future, and inshallah, if we provide them the right guidance, then we don't have to worry about them, and we are dead, and then it makes our job of answering to Allah and the Ahl Bayt easier. With that, I thank you for your time, and please say salawat.
Now we'll start our simultaneous programs. English programs we have in Hall B for brothers in Hall B tonight, and for sisters in Hall A upstairs. Sister Batul Najafi will address the sisters program in Hall A, and Brother Hadi Ilmi will address brothers program in Hall B in English. And there is going to be a Farsi program in Assembly Hall. इंशाल्लाह हमारे उर्दू प्रोग्राम का आगाज़ यहाँ से होगा, जिसमें मौलाना एहतिशाम अब्बास ज़ैदी साहब खिताब फरमाएंगे. मजलिस फ़ारसी दर दाखिल उताक़ मदरसा अल-हादी बरगुज़ार में शवद मौलाना शेख नासिर बिरिया दरी मजलिस सुखनरानी ख़्वाहन का अज़ ब्रादरान ख़्वाहरान दीनी तक़ाज़ा में शवद दरी मजलिस शिरकत कुनन पर मोहम्मद आले मोहम्मद सलावात.
कसम मज़लूमियत की हर मुराद दर पे मिलती है, कसम मज़लूमियत की हर मुराद दर से मिलती है. दुआ को हाथ उठाकर आज़माए, जिसका जी चाहे खुलूसे जज़्बे हुर लेके आ. सहारा मांगते हैं रोज़े आशूरा कटे शाने, सहारा मांगते हैं रोज़े आशूरा कटे शाने. अला में हज़रत جس کا جی چاہے خلوص جذبہ حر لے کے آئے. قسم مظلومیت کی ہر مراد زر پہ ملتی ہے. قسم مظلومیت کی ہر مراد زر پہ ملتی ہے. دعا کو ہاتھ اٹھا کر آزمائے. جس کا جی چاہے خلوص جذبہ حر لے کے آئے. جس کا جی چاہے. صلوات.
محمد علی محمد صلوات.
صلوات. بارہ دیگر صلوات.
زندگی کی راہ میں جو کچھ طلب کرتا ہوں میں، زندگی کی راہ میں جو کچھ طلب کرتا ہوں میں، دریا ہوتا ہے عطا جو قطرہ طلب کرتا ہوں میں، دریا ہوتا ہے عطا جو قطرہ طلب کرتا ہوں میں، کیوں مجھے گھیرے ہوئے ہو رنج و الم کے بادلوں، کیوں مجھے گھیرے ہوئے ہو رنج و الم کے بادلوں، یا تو باز آ جا ورنہ یا علی کہتا ہوں میں، زندگی کی راہ. صلوات. بارہ دیگر صلوات. اس شعر کو ہم اہل وفا کہہ دیں گے، اس شعر کو ہم اہل وفا کہہ دیں گے، بازوئے شہنشاہ خدا کہہ دیں گے.
ان کی مثال اس شخص کی ہے جو کمان تو بڑے زور سے کھینچتا ہے، اس میں تیر ہے ہی نہیں. بڑے زور سے کمان کو کھینچا، پھر چھوڑ دیا، پھس کچھ ہوگا؟ اس میں تیر ہے ہی نہیں. تو الداعی بلا عمل کرامی بلا وطر. جس طرح سے بغیر تیر کے کمان کھینچنا بیکار ہے، ویسے ہی بغیر عمل کے دعا بیکار. عمل کرو اور دعا کرو. اب اگر سیرت ائمہ علیہ السلام کو جائزہ لیں گے جو ہمارے لیے نمونہ عمل ہیں، کوئی امام ایسا نہ ملے گا جو صرف دعا کرتا رہا ہو. ارے مولا علی کے لیے اشارہ کر دیتے تو زمین